Hey there, everybody. Welcome to Beer with the Boss. Today we'll discuss DevOps benefits, challenges, and measurable business impact. Whether you're a decision maker seeking to streamline your operations or an enthusiast wanting to understand the business side of DevOps, this episode is for you. So grab a beer and let's navigate the world of DevOps together. I'm Rodrigo Matos. I work at Webera.
And I'm Joe Zamboni, CEO at Webera, co-host of the show. And we are here to share our thoughts from the front lines and have a beer with you. Cheers for another episode with Beer with the Boss. What are you drinking today, Rodrigo?
I'm drinking a beer like from here, from my town. It's called Sunset Brew. It's a Pilsen. And this is like interesting because it's actually draft beer that they bottle.
Oh, okay. So it doesn't last too much.
No, yeah. Once you open it, you have to have it within like a couple of hours. And yeah, it doesn't last that long. It's like a growler, a plastic growler. How about yourself?
I have almost a beer. It's called Michelin Ultra Pure Gold. It's like a beer with no carbs. It's like a thick. And then today we also have a guest, right? We have George again, George Farias. He's joining us to help us. And what are you drinking, George?
Hello guys, thank you for having me again. And today I'm drinking a Brazilian beer. The last episode I was here, I was drinking a Argentina beer, so to avoid problems, I decided to choose one Brazilian. So I'm drinking Colorado. Colorado is I think it's São Paulo, from São Paulo. So
it's the one who killed a bunch of people? Colorado is the one who killed a bunch of people? No, that was another one, right?
It was another one, I think.
Yeah.
Wasn't Colorado the one that killed a bunch of people?
No, I think Colorado.
No,
yeah, Colorado was bought now by InBev.
It's safe one.
That's safe. Okay.
Belo Horizontina was the one.
Yeah.
So this one is very safe. I believe. I think so.
Good for you.
Well, welcome back, George. It's very good to have you here again. I guess you are, if I'm not mistaken, the first guest to return. So maybe this is a good sign, right? We want to talk today about implementing DevOps and how businesses can, navigate the challenges and the impact that DevOps will bring to a business. So I want to start asking, I don't know who wants to answer, either Joel or George, if you guys could explain how DevOps can benefit the business in non-technical terms. So if I am I don't know, really, I'm not a technical person, how can I understand the benefits of DevOps?
Yeah, that's a very interesting question, right? We always imagine that DevOps is something if we were sales guys at Webera or any other DevOps companies, we always sell DevOps at the beginning, you have DevOps starting a project. And the fact is not really, right? If you're going to start a product or something, except if you are an infrastructure company, like a company that is developing some product that is related to infrastructure in the cloud or something that is related to infrastructure, you don't need even a developer, right? We are learning that you can actually prototype application using low code applications, see the MVP growing and see if you have any results, and then you need the developer. And then you can start developing application without much thinking behind what the operation will look like. And when things start going better, then you need a DevOps organization, which is actually a point where it's required because the business need information, need a structured path. You have many other areas of the company who need to understand where that feature is, how the feature looks like, and all the teams that help the business to get to that point need to continue to help, but they don't have time now to take care of, inform all the other areas of the company or delivery or being awake during the night supporting a customer or supporting the infrastructure that's now growing or scalable. Not that you cannot do your application run as a no-code application or a low-code application with many customers. The problem is that it gets so expensive to pay those guys to run your application and also they have limitations when you start to solve the problem of the users with you solve a specific problem, and then the users say, okay, I like that solution, but I need this, I need that. Those customization starts to be either too expensive to use your low-code application, or they just can't do that. They hit a limit in logic or capability. So you hire a developer, and now the developer hit their limit. Oh, I need to deploy application without the user notice that happened. Oh, I need someone who knows that. Then you come out a DevOps guy. So what do you think, George?
When the speed matters, so we need to quickly deploy new versions. So you need to change the application many times, many times during the same day, or maybe weekly. But you need a DevOps guy, or when you need to create a way to keep your applications working. So you need to create a process to deploy, to check, like a pipeline. So that moment you need someone with strong knowledge in the platform and the scalability. So you need to grow your application in many places, many clouds. So you need a specialized guy. So that's the moment the DevOps coming.
Yeah, and you, Rodrigo, what do you think? Thinking about a product owner perspective. Let's put you on the spot.
Yeah, non-technical at all, but I understand that exactly, similar to what you guys are saying as well. Like, once your product is out there, once you've reached those milestones, once your MVP is done and it's validated, there are many other things that you have to to consider, right? You want to perform, you want your application to be available for the users to use it. You want your costs to not to go like rocket ship. You want to keep track of your costs and keep your costs within your budget. And I understand that DevOps brings all that to the table, right? That control over your operations in a way that you can continue to develop your product and know that you're not going to pay the bill.
It's like our last podcast. By the way, my audio was bad. The last podcast where we learned that Amazon themselves were saving money by using like Lambda is a low code. It's considered a low code platform. Like when they moved out of Lambda, they start to save money, not because Amazon wants to how can I say, to charge you more because of Lambda, because they have more costs to run the application in Lambda, so they charge you because they can, right? But you need if you're using less more resources from them. Having this operational, this financial expertise, right? Maybe you're using a low code application that for accessing a page is fine, it's like a cent per axe or something like that. But then you want to use a function. I don't know. That happens a lot of low code applications. Like, oh, I wanted to use a function to authenticate with Google. Oh, now you have to pay per user. Then you have to pay like $5 per user to have that authentication. Okay, and how much is that on a DevOps kind of infrastructure? Oh, actually zeros. Like it's just another model that you added to your code, and that's it. You are authenticating on Google. The way that they charge, the way that the no-code, low-code applications make money is to charge for those features that they are not really a cost on when you are on a DevOps world, right? You just pay for developing the feature and you have it. Just to be sure, like things will change, right? Like right now, AI is beating all the applications. Do you think that low-code application will answer very fast? Not sure, but there's many people developing new applications very fast. The agility on developing new features is much higher on when you have a traditional, which is strange, but a traditional model where you have a development team, operations team all working together to enable the business, which is different than low code, no code application where it would take like you have to wait for them to adopt a new view model, and then you have the ability to do something with that technology, right?
Right.
Amen.
Amen.
Okay.
I think we should talk about beer now. Not just talk.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, DevOps and beer go well together.
So do you have those kind of beer there?
We have that same one here, yeah.
This beer is like almost water.
It's like water with like how do you say, like hop flavored.
Not even hop. It's like
I like the one you're drinking, Georgie. Like it's a Ribeirão Lager, right?
Yeah. That's
a good one. I like that. You guys probably don't have this one there where you are. I guess this is only sold locally here, Sunset Brew.
You can send to us.
I cannot send that because it's refrigerated, but I can send like they have this same brand has other proper bottled ones because this is like how do I say like
non-pasteurized.
Yeah, exactly. It says that non-pasteurized product, so it will go bad.
Exactly. Yeah, it will go bad. Like if you take out of the fridge, it will go bad. Like in a day or so.
So guys, thinking from the perspective of a business that wants to get started with DevOps, in that scenario that we described before. So let's say you passed your MVP stage, your solution is validated, and you understand it's time to get started with DevOps. What is the best way to get started?
Yeah, you need someone qualified to do the work, so you can find us, or maybe you can find someone in the market. But the idea is you need someone with expertise because in this moment of your project you need you don't have much time because you need to deliver the product, you need to make money. So that's the moment. So you need to deploy production, you need to check the performance, you need to have a health application, and you need to be quickly because you have competitors trying to bite your market. So that's the moment to start. So looking for someone or a company to do that.
Yeah, I guess you can like get someone like because DevOps is really a culture, right? It's not like in the past, like operations. Because operations in the past, the idea is like you have someone on the other side of the wall that you have to throw the code, and then you somehow capture that code in the air and put in production, and then your user will access. Now DevOps in the culture, they want the code that's in the developer machine. So it's the opposite, right? We develop the tools, we develop the workflows. We want to get the code inside of the developer, inside of the machine developer, and put in production. So it's our responsibility, it's DevOps responsibility to get the code from the developer machine. So it's kind of we think more enable the developer and find tools that they will develop faster, they will communicate better. So like we take care of building the machines, we take care of the Git workflow that they are using. We are hunting them for their code. We wanted them to deploy, right? We wanted them to make it to smaller batch. That's what the DevOps want. So it's not that they are throwing the code on us, is we want to get the code from them. So to find this kind of professional in the market is pretty rare because most of them, they are in the old school. So we still have people that they don't think about this mindset, which is not new right now. It's like Google say that they have this from 2004 and many other companies. This is like 2009. So, but you still see on the market this kind of mindset where the operations is still waiting for the developer, please give me your code. And finding that people, it's pretty rare. And even companies who is actually something interesting when sometimes we go to some clients and they are not prepared for this behavior because they still think that the DevOps should just build the platform and stay waiting. No, we wanted to. What are you using? How long you take to deploy a feature? Why you take it so long? Can you split this, break a little bit? Can you deploy this like with the feature flag? Just some few users will be able to see. So that is a completely change in mindset that we don't see even on our DevOps work. If you look at the people, most of the DevOps channels, they don't talk about this. They talk about, oh, I build the pipeline, and then the developer, oh, you do whatever. You want to get the code, put your code here. No, you have to talk with the developer. We have to be together. That is the whole thing.
So do you guys think that, I was going to actually ask, what were the challenges for companies who want to get started and transition to DevOps? I understand that culture seems to be a big challenge, right? Is that right? So is that the biggest challenge? And what are other challenges that these businesses can face when transitioning to a DevOps model?
Yeah, Joel just said one of the challenges is to find someone or find someone with the knowledge, the necessary knowledge. I think that is one of the biggest challenge, because you have to find someone that knows how to do that. So it's not easy to find ones. So I think that's one of the challenges.
The change of mindset as well, right? As I said.
Yeah, change of mindset, I think, is one of
the culture problem. So that's another
the
one.
cultural problem. Yeah.
So you have to, because to work together. So you need many different teams. So you have the platform team, DevOps, and develops. So you need to create a way to everybody work together. So it's not easy.
I think the moment also, right? That this moment that we talk about, like when to engage DevOps, don't let to be too late that your developer team, like we had experience with customers that took long to engage any kind of operations team. And when they engaged us, the developers were developing inside the production server, which is like, okay, that's hard, but was harder to change. The culture was harder to, like, many things was hard. Like, I mean, they had a product, which is awesome, but take the access from the developer that was coding just the day before. We actually didn't take. We just deploy a new infrastructure, and then one day everything was running on the other side. So because would take, like, they were literally developing inside the production server and then committing back after the code was done. So it was like, which is like, is harder than trunk development, right? Because trunk development, you still commit to somewhere before it goes to production. Like this case was like, you save the code is in production, then you commit to somewhere else. Like that's amazing. But I mean, I love VI, but that's extreme VI to me.
I was going to say that maybe this would be a theme for another episode, but I just want to ask that because it's in my mind right now. Like when we start implementing DevOps in a new client and they have a development team, is there usually, or most times, there is a resistance from the dev team to, exercise the new processes? And how is this relationship? I guess it could be a whole new episode, but I'm just guessing.
Yeah, for sure. But it's not easy. I have the experience. We have to, you have to convince the developers that the new process will be better for the project, for them. So you need to, to do many meetings with the people. Please take care. We need to pay attention. Let's, we can talk with another episode. So it'll be a very nice subject.
That's great. Well, George, I really want to thank you again, man, for joining us today. It's always great to have you with us, and you're more than welcome to be here in any episode. I'm sure our audience agrees with that. And Joe, thank you so much again, man.
Yeah, thank you for hosting the podcast, and I appreciate your work. And George, you appreciate you coming here today, and I hope to see you next week. And here we go, 14th episode. By the way, I think we have the website running. It's a little weird yet, but visit beerwiththeboss.com. We also are planning to change the numbering of our episodes. So I think we'll have one more in season mode, then we're gonna change for number mode. But that's it. Thank you again,
this
Rodrigo.
this would be like season 2, episode 14, but we're gonna do it in a sequence from now on. So
I think the next one will be 15. So we close 2 sections of 15. Then we're gonna go sequential, and I hope we go forever, or at least until they allow us, till the doctor allows us to drink beer.
Till our liver supports that, we'll be there. Well, thank you so much, guys, and thank you all listening to us, and see you next week. Cheers.
Cheers. See you next.